All right, lads, welcome back to Kossi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kossi, back with another update early in the morning. It's the second day of July, and it is obviously Thursday, so a lot of news in the week, a lot of things to discuss. But I have a couple of disappointing stories, and I'm sorry for just making your mornings ugly. First and foremost, I think I've got to apologize. First and foremost, Ben White is apparently in talks with Everton. Bentez wants him. He's just signed as new manager at Everton, so probably they have promised him to give him wherever he wants, and the first player he wants is Ben White. But I'm gonna tell you the science, but behind these rumors, and I think Arsenal are confident, really confident, of getting Ben White. And of course, we have had Andre Onana as well. We have a report about Andre Onana this early morning. We have news around Hector Bellerin. As well, and Alexander Isak. So make sure you smash a like on the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well, and make sure you turn on the notification bell, because that is what will make you know that Kossi has uploaded a new video. The first 50,000 subscribers will mean the world to this podcast, so make sure you're part of the first 50,000 subscribers. Next season, it could be a good season, it could be a season of fire, so make sure we enjoy the season of fire as you are part of the podcast. Now, guys, look, we've been sponsored by OneXBet, and in the description, read that text down there. You register with them, and you'll get a 200% bonus, right? So you'll get a 200% bonus as soon as you register with them. Use my promo code Kossi Media, and you win lots of prizes in smartphones, smart TVs, as well as cashback bonuses. Bet with OneXBet so that you actually do not regret. They'll pay your money, full amount, and if they do not pay your money, I'll pay it. Look, I'll make sure you get your money because I have directly worked with them. They are good guys. They are wonderful people. Check out OneXBet. Bet with them. Use my promo code Kossi Media, and you will not regret. So a couple of stories to discuss this early morning, guys. I think let us start off with the Alexander Isak deal, because it's a little bit more of it was more of transfer speculation, but now it is over. Arsenal will not be able to sign Alexander Isak. That is the man I'm talking about. He's had a very good tournament in the Euros with Sweden. They were dumped out by was it by Ukraine? Yeah, by Ukraine. The Alexandro Zichenkos. And I think Sweden disappointed me. They should have gone. They should have gone through there. It should have been a little bit easier for them to beat Ukraine, but Ukraine dumped them out. And Alexander Isak has had a very, very good tournament. All cameras have been on this young lad. He's been very, very impressive last season. He's been very impressive in the Euros. And Arsenal have apparently been reported to put around 50 million euros to sign the young lad, the 21-year-old striker. However, yesterday he signed a new contract until 2026. Borussia Dortmund have also received their 38 million euro release clause money. So that means he is fully an asset now of Real Sociedad. And what Sociedad have done is they have placed a release clause of 100 million in his new contract. So I think honestly this one is over. I mean, there's no question about that. It's over. There is no way we're gonna pay 100 million pounds for Alexander Isak, especially at the time when he has just signed his new contract. I think that one is a done deal. And also, this is a transfer that was gonna depend so much on whether we get Alexander Lacazette to leave the club. At the moment, Arsenal is still very, very, very uncertain. Reports claiming that he's gonna stay at the club until his contract runs down. Of course, other reports saying that Lacazette could leave the club, but Arsenal will have to pay his wages. That's ridiculous. So in the end, I think Alexander Isak, all the best, but he will not be signing for Arsenal, at least not in this summer. So let us get into the Ben White saga, which is more for me like a transfer deja vu when it comes to Arsenal. And the Sports Mail are saying that they have learned that Everton have held talks with Brighton over a 50 million transfer for Ben White, with a 5 million available to the South Coast club in add-ons, a package that trumps the one offered by Arsenal last week. So apparently, Everton have offered Brighton more money and a bigger package than Arsenal did offer last week. So let us continue. Still according to the Mail, they're saying Ben White has made it clear to Brighton that he wants to leave and is understood to have been particularly keen on signing for Arsenal. But the speed which Everton has moved since Benitez's appointment this week has impressed him, and he has not ruled out a move. Right. So the player has been keen on joining Arsenal. However, the speed at which Everton are doing their business has impressed him, and he will not rule out a move to Everton. The same reports that have said that Ben White will want to join Manchester United or Manchester City over Arsenal because he sees himself as a big club player. Are saying now Everton have impressed him and he will go to Everton, which is somewhat the same level or even below Arsenal. Right. Let us continue the raids. Right. So Arsenal have only gone in as far as offering £42 million guaranteed, with a further £6 million in add-ons, which makes it £50 million. A bid that was quickly dismissed. The feeling is that Everton is not to mess around, offer the money, then negotiate the structure of payment, add-ons, and potentially a sell-on clause. Right. According to D Wright 75. Everton have moved straight in to tell Brighton that they will pay the guaranteed £50 million that they want for Ben White, and are now attempting to put bonus packages to try to get the deal secured. So Ben White to Everton. What should we say? What should we say right now? What should we say? Is it total nonsense? Is it true? The Sports Mail, not the best article you could write. Right, not the best news you could bring out for an Arsenal fan. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna react to this in two ways. And honestly, that is all I can say. One is this could be Brighton. Yeah, we could be looking at Everton. We could be looking at City, United. This could be Brighton, because first and foremost, when we were close to agreeing this deal, they came out and said United, if they fail to get Varane, they have put Ben White on the radar. So what Arsenal did is, we came up with a £40 million deal, and which we quickly elevated to £50 million to £50 million. As soon as we elevated our deal to £50 million, because we had met their valuation. Their valuation was £50 million. As soon as we met that valuation, they came out and said City is now interested. I mean, City are considering letting Aymeric Laporte leave the club, so they want Ben White to replace Laporte, right? That was not so many days ago. Now they are saying, our player is also wanted by Everton. Everton is rushing this and that, blah 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 blah. You see, for me, I think it's the same thing Sassuolo is doing with Juve, to say Arsenal put in an official bid and it is significant. Yeah, we could have we are putting an official bid, but the moment the CEO comes and says it's significant, and we shall see what to do in the coming days. They're trying to pressurize the team, in negotiations. I think what Brighton are trying to do is they're trying to push us to pay the £50 million in guaranteed payments and add them more money. That's what they're trying to do. The only new thing I've seen in this one is a sell-on clause. I've not heard of a sell-on clause, when it comes to Arsenal and negotiations between Arsenal and Brighton. I've not had anything like a sell-on clause. So in this one, Everton are willing to even put a sell-on clause on the defenders in the defender's contract that if we sell him, you get a percentage. I mean, it would be so interesting to see where this, happens, where this goes in the coming weeks. But for me, I'm very, very confident Ben White will be an Arsenal player, despite all this talk from Everton, despite all the talk from Manchester City and Manchester United. Right? I think what is delaying this deal is the Euros. It's the Euros, and as an Arsenal fan at the moment, I might even have, I might be tempted to have a bad prayer for England because it is the Euros that is delaying this deal. Yesterday, Chris Whitley said it is all but done. This deal is all but done, but Everton are planning to hijack it according to reports. Now, lastly, this early morning, I've seen reports that Hector Bellerin could be set to stay at the Emirates Stadium, and that is ridiculous. Ridiculous. I mean, last summer it was the same. Bellerin on the radar to leave, Bellerin this and that, and finally stayed. And also in this summer, there are reports indicating that Arsenal could actually keep Hector Bellerin. That has been the early morning update. My voice is a little bit, I don't understand it. I'll come back in the mid-morning with the mid-morning update. We'll do a predicted lineup of how we could line up next season. We could look at how Arsenal could line up with Albert Sambi Lokonga, and more and more and more. Just as news comes in, it comes onto your table with Kosi's Arsenal podcast. Road to 50k subs up here. Road to 50k subs. So if you have not subscribed yet, you're making a big mistake.